had a good lunch break. I'm Leanne Wood, part of the public relations and social media team for the show, and your MC for the Smart Stage powered by CE Pro. For the next hour, we are going to be treated by two hot topics presented by Samsung. You're going to see a change of panelists at the halfway mark for a different topic. Both sessions will be moderated by Arlen Schweiger, executive editor of CE Pro. Session 1, for the designers in the audience, Samsung is bringing an added layer of luxury to the home with incredible technology that we know they're known for. And Session 2 is a business driver. Don't we all want to hit higher margins and repeat sales? This discussion will tell you how. Arlen, please join me on stage along with your panel to do the introductions.
All right. Thanks, Leanne. Thanks, everyone, for joining us this afternoon. We're really excited to have Mike Bennett, Senior Business Development Manager at Samsung, and John Shim, Senior Engineering Manager for the North American Display Office at Samsung. And they're here today. We're going to talk about the benefits of implementing LED digital signage in the home and what we call, the resi-mercial. I'm sure that's a term that you're getting a lot this week, but resi-mercial environments, kind of combining the residential and commercial aspects. And so they're going to be discussing advancements to Samsung's business portfolio designed to bring an added layer of luxury into the home. And so after this, also, we'll point you to the Samsung booth at 10:13, and you can learn a bit more. So what we wanted to start off with today, we wanted to dive into, Samsung has obviously a very buzzworthy product that you guys came out with pretty recently called the Wall Luxury. And so we first wanted to get going by having a look at some of the technology behind the wall and some of the benefits as well. John, what can you share with us about that?
Thank you, Arlen. So what we're showing today was the Wall Luxury. The Wall Luxury is made with a micro LED. It's very somewhat similar to what you're seeing on the stage over here, but they are much smaller in sizes, in micromillimeters. And what is really different from current existing lot of technology is that it is a self-illuminating. So unlike some of the LCD displays where it's passing through, we have a backlight, and through the filters, it's actually shining light at you, providing a very high contrast and also very bright colors. And because these displays are modular, you could put them into different arrays and different sizes. What we're showing at the floor today is 146-inch, made up of 16 displays, but it could go up to 292 inches, made up of 64 displays, giving you a total of 8K resolution. So you have a flexibility in terms of sizes as well as a resolution. Now we have other products that will, with a bigger pixel pitches, get your larger displays as well. And we all provide a upscalability, and we're specific with the Wall Luxury that has an AI scaler built into it. So it provides you with a super ultimate in picture quality with our both technology with the displays as well as the processing capabilities.
John, can you tell us a little bit more about some of the specs, maybe the brightness, the color, the contrast, things that integrators can expect when they're starting to try and spec the wall?
Sure. It is providing a peak brightness of 2,000 nits, and it is both. We have what we call the LED HDR, which enhances if you have a standard definition or standard dynamic range contents that are coming in. We have a color mapping, inverse tone mapping features, as well as the dynamic peaking, which can increase the brightness above what's available on standard definition or range contents. And we also are able to accept HDR and HDR10+ and be able to process it and be able to show it on the displays as well.
In terms of the micro LED technology, are there some things that you can share with us about what makes Samsung's product different than some of the others that are on the market?
So what really sets us apart is that being able to translating what used to be a very commercial displays or technology into a consumer or residential products by introducing a lot of what is currently on the TV, so it becomes very approachable. So we have a remote controller that is Bluetooth connected to the displays, so you're able to show all the on-screen displays as you would on our TV lines, and it has all the apps built in. And I'm going to borrow a Steve Jobs line, and one more thing, it supports AirPlay too.
Great. In terms of comparing the wall, obviously the size aspect of it makes it a comparison to today's two-piece projection systems. What are some of the things that integrators can look for there in comparisons, perhaps in the way that they're able to discuss the wall with clients who might otherwise be looking at some two-piece projection? Sure. What are some of the ways that Samsung is supporting integrators to have those kinds of discussions with clients?
So what we have seen a lot is the clients are moving their displays outside of the dedicated theater environments. We're seeing that in a media entertainment rooms. So it is a highly lit environment, so we're getting a lot of high ambient lighting inside of it. But with those scenarios, it is hard to have a bright enough of a projection or have a very washed out look. But with the LEDs, you have a very bright image and a high contrast coming with it, and be able to enjoy about everyone else without having a blind close up and concerned about the lighting inside the room. And because it is a self-illuminating, it really provides a dark, deep black. It has the ability to turn the displays, the individual pixels off almost to black level. And because these are LEDs, they don't have fans built into it, so you don't have to worry about having a noise being introduced in the room.
Are there other aspects they should know about just the space itself where the wall can go into? What are some of the room requirements that they should be thinking about?
So in terms of requirements for installations, you could actually go on an actual wall. You don't have to prep a rear spaces or have a serviceable areas behind it. Everything is front serviceable. So all you really need to have is a solid backer wall behind it, and we get the data connections from the fiber optics. So that makes it really easy to bring a power data connection to the display side of it, and the power is located right behind the wall.
All right, and we'll go into some more of the configuration and installation process in a little bit. Michael, I wanted to ask you, in terms of the wall and the other LED solutions out there, where do some of these fit into the residential space? And then also, can we go into some of the other applications that you can see the wall being used for besides the residential space?
Absolutely, Arlen. So if you take a look, and I just want to point you to this picture right here. This is a depiction of a wall in a residential setting. That is a 146-inch version. But if you notice this, it's in direct light. There's a lot of light emitting from the windows and such, and that's the beautiful thing about the LED technology for residential is, as John stated, you don't have to dedicate a darkened, dedicated room for a projector-based system. What we're seeing with the wall and LED technology, as well as our IF series as well, is you can put this into any residential setting, whether it be in a living room, and now you can gather all your friends around and actually have a barbecue, have 40 friends over to watch the NFL football game or the US Open or whatever, and not be confined to a darkened room. So that's one of the wonderful things about the LED technology. And home theaters has been out there. It's here to stay, and what we're seeing is a lot of our customers who are opting for this technology. It may not be the primary solution, but it's becoming the secondary and third solution within their residence. Okay, so LED has been out there for many years. It's not new. It's been typically fashioned for outdoor LED signage, but what we've seen over the last 2 or 3 years is the introduction and the adoption rate is really now starting to accelerate for this technology into the residential vertical.
In terms of where customers can actually see this for the first time, are these being put into integrator showrooms, or is there somewhere Samsung has experience centers where they're showing these? In terms of, if an integrator wants to even bring about this discussion with a client, where can you bring them to demo it?
Great question. Well, first of all, I would offer that you all come into our Samsung booth here at the CEDIA show. You can see it firsthand. Samsung understands the importance to be able to showcase this technology, so we have multiple executive briefing centers. The one in Irvine specifically If you ever have a chance to come down to that facility, it actually shows like an art gallery. You will have several different examples of our LED technology, the wall, but you can schedule an appointment in there with your system integrator, your custom installer, come in to see it firsthand. We can sit down and illustrate the different viewing distances and the different brightness levels so you can really see it firsthand. We also have a facility in Washington, D.C. We will be soon having this technology in our Ridgefield Park offices in New Jersey. And then lastly, we will be implementing the wall at the Dallas facility, John, the Dallas Trade Center, and we'll be illustrating it there as well.
Is there a certain amount of lifespan that they should be aware of with the wall and the modules?
Let me speak to that, John, and I'll let you speak to the technical point of it or aspect of it. And that's another nice thing about this technology. LED, it has a 100,000 hours mean time between failure rate, and you could literally leave this technology on 7x24, 365. But there's not really a single point of failure. So if you had all your friends over watching, and I keep referring to sports because I love to watch sports. So if you're watching the NFL football game and a projector bulb were to go out, well, you better start dragging out your 55-inch TVs because you're not going to be able to view that. This technology here, a cabinet may go out, a module may go out, but literally you still have 95% of your viewing area if that were to ever happen. So it gives you more scalability, more flexibility, and to be assured that you're going to be able to have a great showcase for any event that you're going to have.
And then how about some applications outside of home theater, you know, in terms of commercial clients that might be looking for something like this?
Sure.
Some different wow factors. What have you seen so far, or what have you been talking to your dealers with so far in terms of, you know, just going outside the home and trying to find ways that they can sell this product?
Well, fortunately, I come from the great city of Las Vegas, the city of neon and LED lights. But literally, LED is making an impact in every aspect of commercial environments. The wall IF series LED, whether it be for a hotel lobby, retail, corporate boardroom, command and control centers, we're seeing it really coming into every phase. And when you talk about hospitality specifics, house of worship. We have churches that are now putting up large LED screens to be able to, you know, showcase the band or the pastor or the sermon or whatever. So we're now living in a digital age, whether that's good or bad, but we're here. And LED gives us another medium for customers, consumers, and to be able to project their images and messaging to the masses.
Right. So let's dig into a bit of the configuration and installation process, and even onto, you know, maintenance and repairs. Where do integrators get started with this in terms of a learning curve?
So we have a lot of information on our website. So displaysolutions.samsung.com has actually a configurator tool, online tool, where you could go in, enter your wall room size, and be able to configure the wall depending on what is available and what the actual installation site looks like. So we will start with that, and then we could engage one of our team members to provide any additional information in terms of data pulls and power requirements, and it may or may not require heating additional ventilation systems depending on what the room is configured. And then for training side of it, we have a certification training that we started offering. Right now we are offering on a monthly basis from Irvine. We will be expanding that out to New Jersey facility and beyond from there as well. Right now on the wall product, we are offering and we're providing installation services included with the purchase.
Yeah. Arlen, if I could tee up, Olivia, a brief, this is very quick, but if you could just view the screens here. This is an actual installation of the wall in a high-end residential setting. This was based up in Canada, believe it or not. This spanned 2 or 3 days, but you see visually and the wall is a turnkey solution. It comes with the frame kit, the cabinets, but this is an actual installation now. Our Samsung engineers were out on site with the installing dealer for cross-training.
but you can get a sense of how this thing went together. And again, this was about a 2.5, 3-day installation. And then momentarily here, you will see the final product. So once all the cabinets are installed, we do the commissioning, the calibration to get the best color uniformity we possibly can. In just a moment here, you'll see the actual finished installation. Customer is very excited about this and very pleased with the overall installation. But once again, a free form canvas of LED technology, free form hanging on a wall, and you can't get that from a lot of different technologies out there.
Right. And what's really different too is, I don't know if you've seen it in the picture, but they don't have any bezels. So as we're building up multiple modules or displays into making a larger wall, typically with the LCD solutions, you would have bezels around it, right? But you don't see that with this. And if these are replacing ones in a projection room or if in dedicated theater room, these will black out. So if you have a CinemaScopes where you have bars on top and the bottom, you don't see a light bleeding through it on the top and bottom. It completely disappears into the backspace and blacks, giving you true the look of the CinemaScope.
Right, so you don't need any kind of masking solution or other lens that would go with a two-piece projection system or things like that.
Right.
What are some of the main questions that you're getting from dealers in terms of, they're coming to you and saying, well, what do I need to install it? What do I need to sell it? What are they coming to you with for that support help, and what is Samsung helping out with?
Let me speak to that real quick. Samsung recognizes this is a high-end product set, and it's geared for a certain market set out there and it's priced accordingly. It's a premium product set. Long anticipated. We announced this at CES 2018. Back then it was a vision. It is now reality. We are taking orders for this product. And so to ensure quality of service, Samsung looked internal to say, for the first 6 months to a year, we need to ensure that these installations are perfect. Not good, but perfect. So we took it upon ourselves. Samsung is actually performing the installations. Now, twofold, to ensure quality of service, but to work with our business partners, the custom installers, to provide hands-on training as well. So our goal within the next 6 months to a year, train the trainer, train you so you feel comfortable so you can start picking up those additional margin dollars on installation. So it is a turnkey solution. It comes with the frame kit. Now there are certain requirements, but be assured, Samsung is with you every step of the way. And what I mean by that, it just doesn't come in a box. We provide the upfront consulting for power, data, there's certain requirements that goes into the installation. And then with us performing the installation, the end user can be assured that this is going to be a flawless, seamless, great installation that they can be proud of.
So is that something that you're eventually going to be transferring over to the integrators? You said after several months when they get a little bit more perfected?
Absolutely. John and his team have done a great job in performing certification and training on our IF series. Again, Arlen, because this is such a brand new product set, we need to ensure quality of service, and we will be soon introducing training and certification program for this. So we look forward to having you all come in and join us to get certified on this.
Are there certain obstacles that your technicians that have already been installing this, anything that they're coming back to you with, or that they're letting customers know that, hey, we need to have this in your home or in this specific room for it to work, or anything involved there?
There are certain limitations because this is an LED wall. It has to breathe a little bit. So, we ask that you do not butt it up to the ceiling or set it on the ground. We do ask for some minimum clearance around the LED wall. So, but other than that, I think we're pretty good to go. And, basic requirements for a LED wall, 1-inch plywood against up the wall, but it's a fairly benign implementation. I guess what we're trying to do is there's been a lot of mystique around the wall, and we're trying to remove that mystique. It's not that difficult.
Is there anything they should know special about in terms of putting it onto, whatever AV distribution system they might have or control system Is it just install like another display?
Yeah, it's just like installing another display. That's why I mentioned about the being approachable, in that we have a what we call media box. It is very similar to our One Connect box, and all you have is HDMI inputs on the back of it. You have a LAN connections for control with the third-party controllers, and that's it. I mean, it really isn't much different from how you would just mount 82 or 96, 98-inch displays.
And any particular type of content that you're finding, resonates during demos, or anything that they should be aware of on that end? I mean, obviously, there's the 8K stuff is limited at this point, but we'll do basically 4K HDR and all that, and they can put in 4K Blu-rays to use.
We've done several demos at our EBC in Irvine, and some of the best content that we have seen has come right off of YouTube. The 4K content that out there is amazing, and it resonates with the end user. And it's funny, the different applications and the different customer base that we're dealing with. We had a customer come into the EBC just a couple weeks ago. His only application was gaming, and when I mean gaming, video gaming. And so he put it through its paces, and he's not worried about movies or streaming. He's just wanted gaming. I had another customer who came in. All he wanted to watch to purchase, and he purchased the Wall Lux just to watch UFC fighting. So it runs the gamut of what their viewing pleasures are.
John, is there anything else that you could tell us about the training and certifications that go with it, and as well as anything else to Samsung's white glove service that goes along with the installation?
So training, we will be offering actual certification training, so that will be part of it coming on soon with the Wall series. Because we're providing the actual installation services for the immediate future, we would ask and we work with our partners to teach on the job site and be able to service it without our help.
And how is all the servicing done? It's all through the front panel?
It is all from the front. Everything is front serviceable, so all the modules are removed from the front, all the components are serviceable from the front as well, and you could even get access to the rear connection cables from the front as well.
Mike, can we talk about, in terms of the factors that integrators should consider when they're helping customers decide on a technology like this? How can integrators just start that discussion as to why the wall? Why they're going to invest in something like that?
That's a good question, Arlen. I think the goal of this exposition, the CEDIA, and our interaction with the CI community is, the wall may not be for everybody. And certainly the CI community or vertical has become very comfortable in what they know best. And it's easy to revert back to what you know is easy and what you're comfortable with. So I would offer this up. The CIs, they need to adopt this because, 2 years ago, we saw the adoption rate very, very low. We see it escalating and accelerating very, very quickly. So those early adopters are now benefiting from what they're partnering with Samsung to be able to extend this service offering to their customer set. I'm a person, I like options. Okay, and so when you are interfacing with a customer, whether it be a high net worth individual, a celebrity, that the wall may be a good fit in, it's good to be able to offer them options, because what does that do? It expands your product portfolio. It allows you the ability to sell that customer additional products and services. As I stated earlier on in this conversation, there's going to be customers out there who have to have their home theater. And the wall is a good fit for that, but they still may want to get that projector. However, there are areas within that residence, the wall is going to be a good fit, the IF series is going to be a good fit, and allows the system integrator the ability to offer extended services and to get additional value out of that relationship with the customer. So,
have you found already, a lot of times you get a product like this and it's one of those things where someone has it in the neighborhood, others see it, and that's, sort of that jaw-dropping wow effect, and say, I need this too. Clearly, you're going to be dealing with some different types of neighborhoods here, but Have you already heard any stories from dealers and customers about potential referral business for something like this?
Well, it's happening. I can't speak to specifics, but about a year ago, we started having early success in selling our IF series into high net worth individual residential units and such. And when I told you that adoption rate has accelerated very quickly, somebody's having cocktail parties and they're showing this technology off to their friends because we're getting more phone calls now more than ever. So yes, it is happening.
And is it true that we're also getting repeat customers? They're putting it to their second, third, and vacation homes?
John, that's a very good point. We installed one or two for some residents in the Southern California area. They've got residents in Hawaii, and now they have ordered their second and third LED screens for their homes.
It's certainly nice to hear. In terms of some of the differentiation between the Wall Pro and the Wall Lux, how can integrators determine what's the best fit for certain types of applications?
Sure. There are two versions. There's very little difference between the Wall Pro and the Wall Lux. The sizes pretty much remain the same. The Wall Pro is a commercial LED application. It comes with our S box and combined with our Magic Info, our content management platform. It is literally the best LED signage platform out there. And again, that's for retail, corporate lobbies, hotel lobbies, different things like that. And it has a 60 hertz refresh rate. And for digital signage, that's great. For residential, the Lux version, the Wall Pro Lux, the Wall Luxury, it has a 120 hertz refresh rate. So for the viewing experience, when you're watching a movie, whatever, it's going to give you a better performance. And it also comes with a media box, which is going to give you a custom user interface. And I will state this, and I would ask everybody here, if you are familiar with the Samsung Frame TV, probably one of the best consumer televisions ever designed and developed. I absolutely love that. We took a lot of the best feature sets from that frame and have incorporated into that media box. So for that wall, when you're not watching content, you have the ability to display digital art, customize the ambient mode. I mean, input your own content, your pictures, and to create a digital canvas. And that's what the wall can do for you for the residential.
Yeah, have you found that it's really striking a chord with architects and designers in that crowd? Because obviously when the frame came out, that was one of the first things that I think the dealers were particularly excited about, is now they have this product that they can really kind of please everyone with on the job.
We are working to break down those silos and to extend this product set into those different verticals. There's only so many of us, but to your point, you can really, an end user can really enhance through a designer, an architect, a darkened room facility, and with the wall, be able to be looking out at the Hawaiian sunset every day with this type of technology. So it does have a lot of applications that could be used.
Great. And finally, we haven't really talked about it, but what is the price point for the wall, and are there other accessories that they need to add in with that?
The Wall Lux is a premium product set. It was designed for high-end luxury residential, for penthouses, and that price point reflects that. And so I could tell you, come see me in the booth. I'd be more than happy to discuss that with you. And we could discuss specifics. We can talk about suggested MRC, and we can do MSRP, and we can talk about pricing as well. So I think you'll be surprised at the price point. People, we are receiving purchase orders here on the floor for this product set.
All right. Well, thanks, Mike. Thanks, John. I appreciate you guys having us on stage and talking about the wall. So booth 1013 to see it here at the show. And then also just a reminder of where those executive briefing centers are that they can go and visit and bring potential customers to.
Irvine, California, Washington, D.C., soon to be in Dallas, and Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. If you have a relationship with any one of your Samsung account managers, feel free to reach out to them and they'll give you more information.
All right, very good. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
And thanks
Thank you,
everyone for joining us.